Hello and welcome to Tech with Heart. I am your host, Michelle Calloway. Tech with Heart's all about empowering entrepreneurs to embrace technologies, systems, and strategies that'll help them stay competitive and relevant in today's rapidly changing digital landscape. And today's topic is how to help the non-tech savvy entrepreneurs begin to embrace technologies. So when I first was running my for-profit company called Revelio, we were introducing a very new technology called augmented reality to small business owners as a lead generation tool, like that wow factor that really would differentiate them when they come across people when they're meeting them for the first time at networking events or trade show booths, or even authors, doing book signings. It was a very innovative, very, very otherworldly type technology that most people had not ever seen before. This was back in 2016 when Pokemon Go was just coming out, right? This is augmented reality. It's a cousin of virtual reality. And what I heard from small business owners were squeals of delight when they saw how super cool this technology was. But after their excitement kind of waned for a second, every single small business owner came back with the same response. And that response was, wow, technology, it's just moving so fast. I can't keep up with it. It overwhelms me. It makes my head spin. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to keep up with it. I don't even know what to pay attention to. And so a couple months after I kept hearing all this, when I was doing demos and trade shows myself, I was given a vision. And that vision was for me to step into a leadership, a facilitator role for an initiative called Tech with Heart. And that is why Tech with Heart Foundation exists today, because I believe it is so important for small business owners to be able to be successful because they're on a mission. They have purpose. They have so much value that they're trying to share with the world with whatever it is, a product or a service or a consultation, coaching, or brick and mortar stores still need to have online presences these days. So it is my passion and my purpose to step into this role to provide a nurturing environment that entrepreneurs and small business owners can hang out with other heart-centered, innovative entrepreneurs so that they can start feeling comfortable to embrace technology in their business. So those are some things I'm going to talk about a little bit more, but first I want to start by first tip. The first tip I want to share with small business owners that are not tech savvy around this concept of embracing technology into their business. The first tip is, please take note of your mindset and your attitude about technology. There was a time where it did not seem as though it was that important to be embracing technology as these new technologies, came out and evolved. There was a huge paradigm shift when we went from, let's think about the music industry, for instance, where we went from, 8 tracks to cassette tapes to CDs to then having everything now be a digital downloadable MP3 file. That took some time to happen, and it took some time for the entire world to get on board. But nowadays, downloadable MP3s are one of the only ways you can grab hold of music. There are no more music stores selling CDs. There are some retro music stores selling CDs. So we as entrepreneurs and small business owners, we have to understand that whether we want to embrace technology or not, it is here. And we need to get our heads around the idea that, yes, we can do this. There was a time when I know my parents, they did not believe that they needed to have cell phones. They were perfectly fine having those landlines. Well, it took some time to get them to be like accepting of the fact that, yeah, okay, I'll give it a try. And now you can't get them to part from it. They're so dependent on it, right? So many of us are so dependent upon our mobile phones. So see, those types of shifts, they'll happen whether you want them to or not. But to be successful in business these days, you really need to have an online presence. And so let's just try and get our heads around it. Okay. Let's just be thinking positive, like, yes, I can do that. And I want to encourage you to know that you really, really can, no matter what your age, no matter what your technical savviness is, you can do this. We have noticed a huge shift in how technology is being presented over the last decade. So what used to be only understandable and acceptable and affordable for larger corporations that had big, deep pockets, right, is now being made presentable to the small business owner. It's called democratization of technology. So more and more things are affordable and available to the small business owners of the world. So don't think that these things are outside of your reach. Stay open-minded. And the next tip is to not let fear grip you, not let fear control you. So a lot of small business owners have a lot of fear. The fear is fear of failing when trying to embrace technologies, fear of feeling less than or not competent. There's also a fear of screwing up, making your technology systems, your computer system get all filled with like viruses and bugs and stuff that cause the whole thing to shut down. So there's that fear that, I don't know, it could have a negative effect, so I'm afraid to do anything. That's a real fear. And there's also the fear of what you don't know. Like there's a lot of, I'm going to just say a lot of women don't necessarily gravitate towards understanding full automotive things, like how the car really needs to run, like what the engine and the sprockets and the pistons and the seals and all of that stuff. They don't really fully grasp how the engine works on the inside. They just know they need to put gas in there and they need to get their oil changed and they keep pressure in their tires. So when a female has to go to an auto mechanic because the car is acting up, a lot of females struggle with a fear of not knowing what they don't know. So there's fear of being taken advantage. That same fear is existing in a lot of small business owners because there is this vast world of technologies, right? All these different technologies that can make your business work fast or work better, work smarter. And you're just like, whoa, it's too much and too many options, too many choices. So there's fear of what you don't know. There's also fear of not knowing who to listen to as far as getting the guidance that you seek. Once you find that one or two people or three people that you know are authentic and genuinely wanting to help you, and then also have the knowledge in order to be able to help you, they're like that auto mechanic that you find that's just truly a good guy or a good person, and they don't gouge you and they don't try and sell you what you don't need, right? Those types of, and even a good hairdresser, right? Once you find that good hairdresser, you just don't ever want to lose them, because they get to know you and they get to know what you like and how you think and what what your expectations are. It's just a beautiful relationship. So a lot of small business owners have fear because they don't have that one or two people in their world to lean on. And we're going to address that in a second. So there's also this fear of not knowing who to trust, right? So it's not knowing who to listen to, not knowing who to trust, because there are a lot of people out there that have a lot of really cool solutions, technology solutions, and they're going to want to sell them to you whether you need them or not. So these are real fears. So that's the second thing that we need to address is fear. First, it's just your mindset. Get your mindset open and ready to say, yes, I can do this. And every time you feel that shutting down and saying, no, I can't, then you just remind yourself that, yes, you can do this. And then let's address the fear in the room and say, okay, I need to get over this fear. Where can I go? to get over this fear. So that is where I'm going to recommend you reach out to an entity like Tech with Heart. We are all about technology, but we're all about using technology with heart. And our goals within the nonprofit organization is to enlighten, empower, and embrace. And that embrace part, that's the part that should make you feel very, very cared for, nurtured, and held. So if you don't know the answer to something, who are you going to ask? Well, my first go-to recommendation for all small business owners, if you don't know the answer to something, Google it. Google has actually become what is an adjective? It's an action word. Even though it's an organization, they were one of the first ones to provide us with the power of just going to Google and typing in any question. And that still is relative, today. You can still go to Google and you can say, how do I get my phone to, my Android or my iPhone to do blah, blah, blah. And you will be given options. That is a great way for you to start. I have boomer parents. I have a lot of older people in my life, and they say, well, how do you do that? How do you do that? And I'm like, you know what? I use Google all day long. If I don't know something, Google is my first go-to. So that's my suggestion to you. Another tip is to use Google. And then when Google gives you the answer, and they're going to give you a step-by-step answer, then what I also recommend you do, because there's also, older generations, they feel like, oh, I just can't retain that. I'm not going to remember that. If you feel that this is something that you're probably going to run into again and again and again in your small business, this process, this question that you need answered, the answer that's given to you should be something that you write down somewhere where you're going to be able to quickly access it. And this is not writing it down on a notepad. Those days need to be behind you sooner rather than later, because you cannot search for your answers on a notepad. You have to flip through the entire notepad to find those notes. So my recommendation is use a simple notes system that has the ability to search for keywords. I personally use Asana, asana.com. It is a free team management software that you can use for your own self to give your own self to-do tasks with dates and time deadlines that you can keep yourself prioritized with your to-do list, but it can also act as a resource library for your notes. So that is a tip too that you could use to keep yourself a bit more organized, because you can say, okay, Google, how do I do such and such? And it'll give you the step-by-step processes. You go copy those step-by-step processes, go into a software like Asana. Doesn't have to be Asana, guys. I'm not pushing any one particular software here. I'm just simply saying, get it into a software system somewhere for your internal organization that you can be able to find that again by just typing in a word. Like maybe it was like, how do I schedule appointments? How do I use my Google Calendar to schedule appointments? And it will give you the step-by-step list. You go in, put that into Asana, and then next time you need to know what that answer is, you can just go into Asana and say Google appointments, right? And it'll pop up and you'll be like, oh yeah, there it is. You just saved yourself time, you saved yourself stress, and you didn't have to go back to Google. It's all in your internal organization. So that way you can just start retaining it better because you're repeating those steps again and again and again. So that's one tip when it comes to how do you find answers to things you don't know when it comes to technology.
Being able to do business online is crucial for survival, especially during times of social distancing. So how do you survive and thrive in the sea of digital noise? It's a lot like fishing. You need to know who your perfect customer is so that you can use the right kind of lure to attract them. We help you catch your perfect customer and retain them for future sales through highly converting websites, influencer mobile apps, getting you featured in the news and on TV. Hi, my name is Jerry Bowden, U.S. Army veteran and president of Revelio Software Solutions. Our goal is to help you rise above the competition, be seen as an expert authority in your industry, and embrace technology to stay competitive for long-term success. It's more affordable than you may think. So reach out to us at revelio.com, and together we will make your business come alive.
So there's also ways you can find out on Google what are some best practices. So a lot of times when we know we need to embrace the technology, we don't really know exactly how to best use that technology. And so you can actually Google what are some best practices around using Google Calendar for, to schedule appointments. You can actually ask Google that and it'll give you that information. And I know some people are using AI a lot right now too with ChatGPT coming out. And you're welcome to, if you're tech savvy enough to know how to go and get ChatGPT prompted properly. I'm all for it. I think you should be using AI if you can. But Google is a very, most people are very comfortable with Google. Okay, so after you've researched things, if you still can't find the answers that you seek, or you got answers, but you're still just as confused as you were before you asked the question on Google, then my recommendation is to, like I said, find a few people that are tech savvy in your world that you can trust, that you identified that have the knowledge and that want your best interest at heart. So that's one of the reasons why Tech with Heart exists. We know that a lot of small business owners don't necessarily have the money to be able to hire a business coach to hold them through each part of this process of creating an online presence. We understand that. So Tech with Heart is a nonprofit organization that is geared towards enlightening and empowering and embracing small business owners and minority student apprentices. So please go to techwithheartnetwork.com, check us out. We are now offering weekly Ask the Expert events. Whether you want some ideas or to bounce ideas or to ask questions around strategies or technology systems, automations, advertising, marketing, whether you want, just somebody to show you how to create a connection through an integration software like Zapier, like let's, for instance, you want to, every time somebody books a calendar appointment with you through your Google Calendar, you want that person's contact information to be entered into your database CRM, or have it added to a spreadsheet somewhere. You can actually automate all of those things. Sometimes softwares have a lot of automations built into them. Other times softwares just perform one or two functions that stay within their own system. So that's why Ask the Expert events for Tech with Heart are so valuable, because you can now go to these events and you can say, hey, I was trying to make it so that this happens when this happens, but I can't figure it out on my own. I've tried Googling it and I'm still just left just not knowing how. So our experts will take up to 5 minutes to do their best to get you connected the way that you need to get connected, or at least get you on your way without asking for anything in return. So this is our gift to you. Tech with Heart Ask the Expert events are happening on Thursdays at 10 a.m. Pacific every single week. So please join us. You can go and sign up for any of our Ask the Expert events by going to techwithheartnetwork.com/events and scroll down a little and you'll see that Ask the Expert event. You can register for one, you can come back for another. Just please review us in a positive way so that we can hopefully continue to support you by getting more corporate sponsors to support our initiative in the enlightening and empowering, embracing small business owners and minority and underserved students to learn technology and marketing technology. So ask good questions at our events. Come ready with questions, knowing that you're not alone. So there's going to be others in the room. It's going to be a first come, first serve. We also host monthly networking events where you can connect with other heart-centered but innovative entrepreneurs who are also looking to grow and looking to connect with other people that they believe have the same value systems. So please, again, go check out our events page, techwithheartnetwork.com/events. We have a monthly event called Empower, and we always cover a topic a relevant topic, and then we open it up for a Q&A, like a discussion forum / mastermind session. And then we break out into a couple of different breakout groups for connecting with other small business owners and networking online. This is all done virtually, so you don't even have to leave the comfort of your office or your home. You can join us from anywhere in the world, as long as it's during our Pacific time hours. And we're delighted to be there to support you and to help you feel that, yes, you can do this. We are here to prove it to you that you can do this. And we all are in this together. This is not being a small business owner is not something you should be doing all by yourself on an island. You have purpose and you have value, and what you have to offer is likely going to solve some big problems for people. We want to help you be successful. We want to help you get that word out. If you are an expert that has valuable insights to share with our small business and entrepreneurial audience for things that are relevant in today's digital era, please reach out to us at techwithheartnetwork.com and let us know what you would like to share and what you would like to talk about. You may be a great fit. We'd love to have you on the Tech with Heart show. We have a Tech with Heart radio show that happens daily, giving you valuable insights around small business topics. That's happening on iHeartRadio every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific. It's on a channel called Power Me Up Radio Talk 24/7. And you'll find that information on our website as well, techwithheartnetwork.com. I'm telling you, there's so many resources we're trying to provide that'll really help small business owners feel confident, be enlightened, be made aware, and also empowered to start taking those steps forward. When you do start to embrace this technology, just remember, you don't have to do it all. You just need to start, right? You need to start simple. If you don't have any systems in your business and everything is being done manually, meaning you are the one making the phone calls, you're writing down notes on paper, and you're having to spend time emailing people back and forth to find out what is the best time to meet with them, because you don't yet have a calendar scheduling app, maybe that would be the very first thing you can start with. If you have a website, but you don't necessarily have any control over what happens when people opt in to contact you, or you don't have an email list generator, like some sort of a lead magnet or a newsletter list, or any kind of way that people can sign up to say, I want to learn more from you, then that might be the first thing that you work on, right? So there's so many things that you can just like say, I want to do this, this, and this, but you got to start somewhere. So start simple, go at a pace that you can feel confident in, because these are new things. And as we get older, it takes a little bit longer, it feels like, for us to create a pattern or a routine around a new thing. And these new things could be these technologies. So again, you're welcome to come to Ask Our Expert events at techwithheartnetwork.com/events. You're welcome to reach out to me personally. I'll do my best to get back to you. My name is Michelle Calloway. I'm the founder of Tech with Heart. I'm also the tech founder of Revelio Software and Media Solutions. So I definitely have a lot of capacity to be able to give value and give guidance. But we also have experts, volunteer experts, mind you. These Ask the Experts, the ones that are showing up, are ambassadors within the Tech with Heart community that really don't need to try and sell you anything, because they don't need your money. They just really have seen their own success and they're ready to give back. So if you would like to be considered to be on our Ask the Expert panel, please again reach out to us at techwithheartnetwork.com. Boy, we sure would love to have a conversation with you. And I believe that I have covered all of the things I wanted to talk about as far as how to help small business owners who are not tech savvy feel confident to start embracing technology in their business. If you have any more questions, again, reach out to us at techwithheartnetwork.com. Here's to your success.
Your story needs to be seen and heard, and your brand needs to be revealed. Revelio elevates purpose-driven businesses into the spotlight through video storytelling, augmented reality video marketing, and professional website design. Get discovered online or in the news. Be featured in national magazines or host your own TV, podcast, or live radio show. Together, we make your brand come alive. All it takes is Revelio. Visit Revelio.com to get started today. Minority and service disabled veteran owned.